الوفد رفيع المستوى المرافق له. هذه أول زيارة.
This is the first visit of Mr. States to Libya during this period, the period of our blessed revolution of the 17th of February. The U.S. has offered all possible support to the Libyan people in order to start again the rewriting of our history. Talks today tackled so many topics. The first, we discussed the way of forming a higher joint committee of the Libyan-U.S. relations in order to put this relations into a track for the sake of the interest of the two countries. And I hope this committee will be announced very soon in order to give a boost to the political, economic, cultural and social relations between the two countries. We spoke about the possibility of, well, because we aim at more strong relations in the future. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister Jibril. I want to express my appreciation to you and to Chairman Jalil and to all of the officials with whom we met today. I appreciate greatly the will of a free Libya. And on behalf of the American people, I congratulate all Libyans. It is have demonstrated the resolve and resilience necessary to achieve their goals. Think about what has been achieved already. In crowded squares and mountain passes, Libyans stood up against a dictator's aggression and claimed the rights and dignity of a free people. Libyans were called rats. That is how our nation was born more than 230 years ago. And we know that democracy takes time. It will not be easy or quick. But we are filled with admiration for what you have already accomplished and confident in your ability to move forward. Now, we recognize that the bloody fighting continues. We know that we'll continue to protect Libyan civilians until the threat from Gaddafi and those who hang to the past is ended. In our meetings today, the Chairman, Prime Minister, and their colleagues, by the rule of law, not the and all backgrounds, including women and young people. We believe you deserve a transparent and fair judicial system. We also are convinced that revenge and vigilantism have no place in the new Libya. And for the wounded and the families of the fallen, about securing weapons that may have gone missing, about integrating all the various revolutionary forces into a new and unified Libyan military. Libya is blessed with wealth and resources, most particularly committee between Libya and the United States to look at the priorities that the Libyans themselves have. I am pleased that we are working together to return billions of dollars of frozen assets and that we have reopened our embassy. We will stay focused on security. I am pleased to announce that we're going to put even more money into helping. Working with Congress is going to provide $40 million to support this effort. We will also educational and cultural exchanges and deepen our engagement with civil society. First, we will launch this new partnership to provide care to your wounded. It deeply moves us that so many people dropped whatever they were doing, focused on the young people of Libya who have to study. And we are increasing grants and training to new civil society organizations and working with Libyan women to make sure they have the skills and opportunities to participate fully in the political and economic life of their countries. And as with the transitions in Tunisia and Egypt, we will partner with Libya to create new economic opportunities and broader prosperity by boosting trade and investment, increasing tourism, building ties between Libyan and American businesses, and helping to integrate Libya more closely into regional and global markets. This list is just a beginning, because we want to hear from the Libyan people, from the new government that will be established after Libya is fully liberated. But we think we share a lot of the same aspirations for our families and our countries, and that we have a lot to learn from each other and give to each other. Later, I will be meeting with students and civil society leaders at Tripoli University, talking and listening to the young people of Libya, because it is to all of them that we dedicate our efforts on your behalf. So again, Prime Minister, let me thank you for your warm welcome, and thanks to the people of Libya. And we give you our very best wishes and promise our best efforts as you undertake this journey to a new democracy.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
So we've heard from Mahmoud Jibril, the chairman of the NTC, who was speaking about the cooperation between the U.S. and Libya. He talked about taking care of Libyan fighters. The U.S. Secretary of State Hilary Clinton then took the stand. She congratulated all Libyans. She said it was a great privilege to see a new future for a new Libya being born. She said that Libyan people showed much resolve in achieving their goals, that they stood up to a dictator, Muammar Gaddafi, that they were called rats, but that no threat dimmed the courage of the Libyans, and that the U.S. was proud to stand with Libyans and will continue to stand with Libyans. She emphasized that they respect, the U.S. respects the sovereignty of Libya, and that this is Libya's victory. And she also said the bloody fighting in the country continues, and that NATO will continue to protect Libyans until the threat from Gaddafi is removed. And she also said plans for inclusive democracy were shared by the U.S. and Libya, and that the U.S. believes Libyans deserve a transparent, free and fair democracy. And she also said the U.S. shares concern of the Libyans for the wounded and the concerns of the weapons that have gone missing, and that the various forces now fighting on the ground be reunited or united in a cohesive force. She says the U.S. welcomes the idea of a joint committee between the U.S. and Libya to look at Libyans' concerns. Hillary Clinton also told us that the U.S. embassy has been reopened, and the U.S. will focus on security, getting rid of dangerous stockpiles of weapons, including chemical weapons, and that money is being provided for this. Education will also be a focus of the U.S. in Libya. There is a plan to evacuate some of the most seriously injured Libyans in the fighting to medical facilities in the U.S., and they will send Libyans much-needed supplies and equipment. Hillary Clinton also said that the U.S. is resuming the Fulbright program to give young Libyans access to U.S. education, that special training will be provided to Libyans. And as with the transitions in Tunisia and Egypt, that the U.S. will help by boosting trade and tourism to Libya and try to integrate Libya into the global economic framework. She said this is just a beginning, that the U.S. and Libya have a lot to learn from each other. So, U.S. Hillary Clinton there, Secretary of State on an unannounced visit to Libya to deliver a new aid package. We'll bring you more on this as we get it. I'm moving on to some other news now, and Greek workers are preparing for a 48-hour general strike that unions hope will bring down the Greek government. The country's ports, state banks and government offices are shut, and there's been a news blackout as journalists join them in walking off their jobs. The workers are protesting against a new package of sweeping austerity measures that Parliament plans to vote through on Thursday. While the U.S. economy and job market remained sluggish, on Tuesday, several big American banks reported their earnings for the third quarter, and it was a mixed bag of results. Goldman Sachs, which posted a third quarter loss of $393 million, compared with the $1.9 billion in profit year on year. But over at the biggest lender in the U.S., Bank of America, they reported a profit of $6.2 billion in the third quarter year on year, partly due to an accounting gain and asset sale. The company has been shedding jobs, though, and assets in recent months. Andy Gallagher has more.
The Bank of America's gleaming skyscrapers dominate Charlotte's skyline. It's hard to escape the logo of one of the world's largest banks and one of the city's biggest employers. Around 15,000 people work at the corporate headquarters, but these are uncertain times for employees here and globally. Over the next few years, the bank plans to lay off more than 30,000 workers worldwide. Its employees won't talk about their fears for the future.
You want to take away, or are you going to...
But Vic Verony, who's been selling hot dogs on their doorstep for the last 7 years, has already seen a change.
The fear is immediate. The fear is, oh, it could be me. If one of these banks went away, that's 60, 70,000 people downtown alone gone and on the street. And I know it scares me to death. It's hard enough as it is.
The Bank of America's stock value has halved this year alone. It was hard hit by